Joyous rising, joyous rising. So I've been sitting around, to myself because I've been extremely excluded and or either isolated from society, right? But I noticed that I've always had a male counterpart tied to me, right? And I noticed that having male counterparts that did not that were not on the same vibration as me have always pulled me away from God, right? So as I have been sitting by myself, right, reclaiming my life, my light, and my celibacy with my current situation, I've been able to sit and think about how my ancestors, my great grandmother and my great great grandmothers, how I never saw a man around them. I never saw a man around. My great great grandmother passed when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I got to meet her. She stopped eating. She was ready to go meet God, so she stopped eating. She could have kept going. She was 101. Right? My great grandmother passed on Halloween in 2010. But her as well, I don't ever remember seeing a man. Only man I saw her go to was God, right? In the Bible in church. I'm sitting on the church pews with her singing. And that's where her faith was. And now that I look back, I noticed that my great and my great grandmother had a very peaceful life, right? So I'm here to talk about, and bring to the forefront that some of our anointing is so big, right? The load we carry is so heavy, right? Or that we're able to carry is so heavy that we're heavyweights, right? And my ancestors were heavyweights. And us, those that are heavyweights of God, we have to be very, very particular about the energy we share with men and where they are at spiritually. Because any man that is not of God is going to pull you away from God, which is going to pull you away from your blessings or block your blessings, right? Sometimes you are defeating the enemy while your counterpart is still working with the enemy. You are making sacrifices, right, outside of your carnal nature, where your counterpart that you may think may still be suffering from addictions. They lack discipline, they lack structure, and sacrifices that you are willing to make for God, they may not be there yet. So we should no longer, look for male counterparts that align with us, right? To align with our divinity. We should align with the divine God, and God will send us this partner. And that's one thing that I have learned. It's like at this point of my life, I am completely numb to the male species because every male I've ever dealt with showed me why I shouldn't have dealt with every male I dealt with. But what I have never met was a man that God has specifically just for me. Because if I had ever met a man in any timeline that was specific for me, I wouldn't have to question my worth. I wouldn't have to question their intentions. I wouldn't have to fight against their addictions. I wouldn't have to bring them to the Father. The Father will already reside in him. I'm beginning to learn that I possibly, probably, more than likely need to move like my foundation and my ancestors did. And if I do, God, the Creator, Jesus Christ, is going to send me somebody that I don't have to question ever again, that I don't have to feel judged, that I don't have to be small, that I don't have to be humble, and someone that's not trying to destiny swap with me, that does not have money on my head, He's going to send a man that loved me for me and my kids. I'm just learning that if it don't show up like that, it's not of God. And if it's not of God, you will keep learning karmic lessons. Sometimes also you got to know the way these karmic lessons come. You got to also know and see the entities that are using, the demons that are using these people to work against you. You have to also know that when you're not equally yoked and vibrationally with someone, they can't see what you see spiritually or physically with their feelings because they're quite detached. They can't see what you see in spirit because they're not tied to their heart center. They move in their carnal nature. They're tied to greed. They're tied to surface level pleasures. And you, divine feminine, are in his way from him finding God. And if you're in his way, you're in God's way. So you have to release these men to God or the devil that they want to reside within. Peace.